What is motivation? The drive to act in pursuit of a goal is known as motivation. It's the most crucial factor in determining and achieving our goals. One of the driving reasons underlying human behavior is motivation. It encourages rivalry while also encouraging social interaction. Its lack might result in mental disorders like depression. The urge to continue pushing for purpose, significance, and a life worth living is motivation. The majority of people desire to modify at least one aspect of their lives. However, finding the drive to get started might be difficult. It is essential to understand what motivation means to you to develop your motivational strategies. According to Ottawa University, motivation is a person's ability to find the energy to achieve a chosen goal. There are two types of motivation. Intrinsic, the desire to do something for the sake of doing it, for example, reading a book because you find it interesting. Extrinsic, completing a task to receive a reward or avoid punishment, for example, reading a book because you don't want to fail the exam. These two types of motivation affect your choices. How to get motivated? Some people may be utterly stopped by a project, while others may only wish to squeeze a bit more efficiency into their schedule. Regardless of where motivation originates, whether it's personal from someone else's, there are always methods to boost it. According to the Australian Health Direct, most people struggle with motivation, but it's even more challenging if you have mental health issues such as depression or anxiety. Here are some tips. Set one very achievable goal at a time. Make a plan to achieve that goal and set a specific time frame for each of the steps. Break that goal into manageable small steps or tasks and set regular reminders. Use your social circle for support. This includes trusted friends and family. Disclose your goal and ask them for encouragement to keep you motivated. Uses of motivation. You may use motivation in a variety of ways. It acts as a compass for all human conduct, but knowing how it works and the elements that influence it is helpful in a variety of ways. Knowing motivation can help individuals work more efficiently toward their objectives, encourage people to engage in health-promoting activities, help people avoid harmful or dysfunctional actions like risk-taking and addiction, assist individuals in feeling more in charge of their life, enhance your general fulfillment and well-being. Endnote. Motivation is vital in many aspects of life, including parenting and the job. You could wish to develop the most refined objectives and create the best incentive systems to encourage others while also increasing your motivation. Marketing and other elements of industrial psychology make use of motivational variables and how to manipulate them. What stops you from getting motivated? Innovation, creativity, and satisfaction are all dependent on motivation. Motivation drives us to take action, and when we take action, we generate movement, development, and change. We feel needed, competent, and relevant. We feel empowered by seeing how we can make a difference in the world and produce more of what we like in our lives. All of this brings meaning and enjoyment to our lives. According to Very Well Mind, when you're struggling with motivation, you'll likely come up with a long list of reasons why you shouldn't take any action. You might think it'll be too hard, or I'll never get it done anyway. These types of thoughts will keep you stuck. Most of us have a single definition of lack of motivation, which means you're likely to believe you're dealing with the same issue anytime you're unmotivated. The reality is that lack of motivation is a broad group of subjects with several variants. Lack of motivation is defined as a lack of commitment to act, and there are a variety of reasons why you could be in that situation. Fear. Even if you're approaching terrain you've decided to walk into, a part of you is driven to resist moving ahead when you're scared. Fear slows you down and makes you reluctant and cautious, which may be good, but your concerns are sometimes based on your thoughts rather than a realistic evaluation of the hazards in your environment. Stress and frustration. Have you ever felt so frustrated, overworked, or under stress that you instead give up, then keep going with whatever you're trying to accomplish? Whatever the source, one thing we all know about being overwhelmed or too worried is that it saps motivation. You have no idea what you want. This primary cause is by far the most prevalent of all the reasons why you could be weak in motivation. Either you don't have any idea what you want, or you don't understand what you want. If you don't feel motivated in any aspect of your life, it's probably because you haven't chosen exactly what you want. We can't concentrate on anything if we don't know what we're trying to achieve. Lack of self-determination. We thrive on independence. Our brains all contain a decision-making center, and this part of us has to be used. According to studies, persons with depression have a deficiency in this decision-making area in the brain. If you practice utilizing this portion of the brain in making decisions, your depression will usually disappear, and you'd be more motivated. Misery. We go through a period of wondering if we should or could keep things the way they were, and lamenting what we'll lose if we make substantial changes at the start of any shift. Confusion, self-doubt, suspicion of the world around us, and a sense of being lost are all frequent symptoms, and the larger the change, the stronger these symptoms become, and the easier we lose our motivation. What happens when we can't get motivated? When you feel compelled to accomplish something, you are motivated. We are driven to get out of bed in a very fundamental way, but we're also forced to go to work, visit our friends, and achieve our objectives. We are disinterested in accomplishing things when we have little motivation. We start canceling social gatherings, calling in sick to work when we aren't feeling well, and skipping that exercise class. When we don't want to accomplish anything, we experience a lack of motivation. We avoid our acquaintances, quit going to the gym, only go to work when necessary, and may begin to self-sabotage. We screw up our job presentations, break up with people, and miss critical meetings. According to Lifehack, no matter who you are, you'll have moments where you feel like you have no motivation to do anything at all. Even highly effective and successful people will have times when they feel a lack of motivation. However, it is the way they deal with this downtime that keeps them moving forward and helps them to accomplish great things. Your lack of motivation may also drive you to procrastinate occasionally, and the more you put off doing anything, the less motivated you get. Boosting your motivation to complete tasks might help you feel and perform much better in this instance. Here are a few things that happen when we can't get motivated. Self-doubt. According to good therapy, self-doubt can be understood as a feeling of uncertainty regarding one or more aspects of the self, such as confidence or likability. Some degree of self-doubt is generally normal because many people may question their ability to master new or challenging situations. If self-doubt becomes debilitating, it affects daily. When you believe you can't accomplish anything, or that you won't be able to withstand the stress connected with an activity, you find it challenging to get started, and self-doubt creeps in. You're always putting things off. While it is human nature to procrastinate, sadness, lack of motivation, and anxiety can make it hard to complete necessary chores. Lack of dedication to a goal. Accepting a work out of obligation or making a resolve out of peer pressure might indicate that your heart isn't in it, and if you aren't motivated towards achieving your objective, you're unlikely to take action. You don't know where you are. Even the most determined individuals, the world can be a frightening place. Lack of motivation causes people to feel confused and frustrated, yet these feelings do not last forever. You relinquish control over your bodily well-being. Lack of motivation has been linked to weight growth and weight reduction. People lose motivation when they lose control of their physiology, producing a vicious spiral of despair. What are quick ways to boost your motivation? Motivation is the process through which goal-oriented activities are initiated, guided, and maintained. It motivates you to take action, whether obtaining a glass of water to quench your thirst or going to the mall to get groceries. Experts have identified several straightforward techniques to boost your attention and motivation at work, allowing you to work intelligently, not more. Some of these motivational suggestions take only a few seconds to implement. Others need you to get up and move about for a few minutes. They're all based on the findings of recent scientific investigations. According to Lifehack, in the past, the greats regained motivation through exploration. Before recording the White Album, the Beatles trekked through northern India and studied transcendental meditation. Steve Jobs did the same, met a guru, and invented the iPhone. Prince Siddhartha left his royal palace one day to realize full enlightenment and became the Buddha. But with borders closed all around us, the closest thing to wanderlust is grabbing a pizza across town. Not quite as refreshing. Everyone is dipped in motivation and determination. At times, you may feel energized and determined to attain your objectives, but you may also feel unmotivated or unclear of what you want or how to get it. For some quick suggestions and routines to boost your motivation, check below. Take a break. No one will tell you this on the internet, but if you've spent the previous 10 days staring at a computer screen, take a break and change your settings. You can put that business email or application on hold for a bit. Bring your lunch to a picnic area or go for a trek around the city. Take in the full beauty of nature, smell the plants and flowers, take a deep intake of fresh air, and sense how alive the environment is. If you concentrate on being completely present now, you will discover that the world did not end abruptly in the previous year. Contact your best friends. When exploring how to boost motivation, don't neglect the impact of your inner circle. It doesn't matter if it's your closest friend or a college friend you haven't spoken to in years. If you don't know someone like that in your neighborhood, look for positive thinking forums online or LinkedIn. Attend a virtual meetup with others who share your interests. Discover your inner creativity. Creativity is a valuable skill that will continue to grow in relevance in the future. It's one of the few things that can't be mechanized, outsourced, or moved to another country. Many individuals suddenly got time for creative pursuits due to the lockdowns, which was an unanticipated advantage. We may frequently get past mental obstacles at work by using our imagination. This can assist you in boosting your motivation to complete tasks. Where can I find more motivation? Motivation is what propels you toward a goal. What gets you out of bed in the morning and what gets you going through a project? Motivated to accomplish even when things become difficult. Motivation is the driving force that propels, directs, and sustains goal-oriented action. It motivates us to take action, whether to eat a snack to satisfy hunger or enroll in college to obtain a degree. Motivational forces might be biological, social, emotional, or cognitive in origin. According to Lifehack, so how to find motivation when you're burnt out? When I think about my experience with burnout, I can't help but get a visual of when the hero Wesley is declared mostly dead in the classic 80s movie The Princess Bride. If you haven't seen the movie, let's set the scene. Our hero Wesley is flat on his back, seemingly lifeless, with heavy limbs and no strength left in his body after being tortured almost to death. Hope is bleak. At this point, it seems impossible he has any fight left in him to take on his nemesis, Prince Humperdinck, and rescue his lady love, Buttercup. But with the remaining air in his lungs, he mutters two words: true love. Motivation is not a toggle switch. Motivation is a continuous flow. To be motivated, you must go beyond the surface. Reading a motivating quotation, being inspired by friends or a mentor, or making a brief to-do list will not help you create long-term motivation. Consider our ideal motivation to be like the sun, self-sustaining and long-lasting, which provides a continual stream of light to all humankind. Your motivation engine, like the sun, has components that begin at the core and extend out to the exterior. The exterior is visible, but the actual process is propelled by the core, intrinsic motivation. This is an essential aspect. You can find more motivation following the instructions below. Evaluate your performance and progress regularly. Making progress is a beautiful motivation in and of itself, and it also boosts your self-esteem. Continue to establish new objectives. Consider what you want to accomplish in the coming week, month, and year. To avoid feeling overwhelmed, focus on one task at a time. Keep the momentum going. It can take up to 3 months to form a new habit, so maintaining speed and regularity makes it feel more automatic over time. Look for mentors. A mentor is someone who has expertise with the behavior you wish to alter. Identifying social or support groups with similar interests might help to find a mentor. Surround yourself with upbeat individuals. Encouraging friends and family reinforce your positive self-talk, which also aids in the management of psychological distress. To enhance your mental health and in turn find more motivation, make exercise one of your daily goals. 3 secrets to more motivation. We all aspire to be successful, except for a few indifferent individuals. We want to be at the best at what we do. We want to create our own companies. We wish to expand our linguistic horizons. But despite our desire for those things, many of us fail to attain them. So what distinguishes doers from dreamers? Who are the goal setters and who are the goal achievers? It all boils down to a single factor: motivation. Many individuals feel that motivation is something that comes naturally to them, that either we are born with drive or we aren't. While this is true to some degree, motivation is a skill that we can learn. It only takes the adoption of a specific mentality, as well as some commitment. So if you or your workers are having trouble getting things done and meeting all of your objectives, don't fret. Mentioned below are 3 secrets that boost your motivation. Find internal motives. According to Lifehack, The intrinsic kind is by inference, when you do something because it's internally fulfilling, interesting, or enjoyable, without an expectation of reward or recognition from others. Extrinsic motivation is driven by exactly the opposite, externalities, such as the promise of more money, a good grade, positive feedback, or a promotion. And of course, we're all aware of the ongoing financial discussion. Internal motivations are far more effective than external rewards when it comes to finding the long-term push to do something, according to a slew of studies. Why? It's straightforward. There's a big difference between doing something because I choose to and doing it because I have to. Consider the most obvious example, work. Self-determination. People who have self-determination believe they have control over their decisions in life. It also affects motivation. People are more driven to act if they believe their actions will influence the outcome. Consider someone who fails to complete a critical project at work. If this individual has a high level of self-determination, they will acknowledge the error, understand that they can remedy the situation, and act to rectify the issue. If that same individual lacked self-determination, they might search for other people or things to blame. They may make excuses, assign blame, or fail to accept responsibility for their actions. Perhaps most significantly, this individual will be unmotivated to correct the error. Instead, they may feel powerless to remedy the issue and believe that nothing they do will make a difference. Just do something. We frequently procrastinate because we're swamped by all we have to accomplish and don't know where to start. Alternatively, we may be unsure of which direction to go in or be at a loss for what to do, so instead of creating something, we do nothing at all. According to the Institute of You, think about all the times you wanted to do something but were not inspired enough to activate it. It can be that the task or action seems too big, time-consuming, or unpleasant at that moment. Break it down into smaller things you could do and start with one. Don't ask yourself any question, do it. Do one small action. It will activate the loop of inspiration and motivation, setting you in motion to success. How to get motivated at a moment's notice. One of the keys to getting you to take action and keep you going each day is motivation. You'll have times where you feel like you have no drive to do anything at all, no matter who you are. Even the most productive and accomplished people will have periods of low motivation. The way they cope with this down period, on the other hand, keeps them going ahead and allows them to achieve great things. If you find yourself stating, "I don't have any motivation," you'll delay on tasks that need to be completed. You'll eventually put things off and abandon your assignment or activity. Researchers have identified several straightforward techniques to get you more engaged and motivated at work, allowing you to work smarter rather than harder. Some of these motivational suggestions take a few seconds to implement. Others need you to get up and move around for a few minutes. They're all based on the findings of recent scientific investigations. For some basic motivational suggestions and exercises, check below. Declare to yourself that you are looking to begin over. Have you ever wondered why everyone makes promises on January 1st? It is, after all, a new year. It is, however, an arbitrary moment in most people's lives. Although January 1st is an excellent day for making new commitments, it isn't significantly better than July 28th. Here's the thing. You can restart your life at any time. You will experience a rush of energy as a result of doing so. According to a study by Wharton School of Business, intertemporal markers encourage us in two ways, by making people disconnect from past failures and by promoting a big-picture view of life. These factors make us more motivated to sequester away our losses and get things done. Grab some chocolate or another dopamine-stimulating treat. Another sensible and quick way to boost your motivation is to indulge in some chocolate. Chocolate's benefits on the brain are well studied, not to mention it's tasty and readily available. It stimulates the secretion of dopamine, which raises your heart rate and boosts your motivation. It also has a modest antidepressant effect since the stimulants encourage your brain to promote happy feelings. Remember why you needed to be motivated in the first place. According to Lifehack, if you feel a lack of motivation when you want to type an article, try to think about why you want to do it in the first place. The reasons you do something are the driving force behind everything you do. It's only when your reason is strong and emotional enough that you'll do whatever it takes to accomplish the task. So what motivates you to accomplish what you do? Do you understand why you desire to attain your objectives? Make sure your justifications are compelling and passionate. When you lack motivation, Consider why you want to accomplish it. How can motivation help me? If you want to be great, you must quit asking for permission. This is why motivation is vital in life. It prevents you from wondering and aligns you to work toward your objectives. Goals are stepping stones to your ambitions, and therefore to attain them, you must be motivated to keep moving forward. Motivation does not come naturally to everyone. There is a severe deficiency in those who believe, I'll get to that one day, the timing isn't right, or I can't do that. Motivation is the distinguishing characteristic that transforms a good idea into urgent action. It transforms a good concept into a business that has a beneficial influence on the world around you. You can't do anything if you don't have motivation. According to the Australian Health Direct, motivation is important because it provides you with goals to work towards, helps you solve problems, helps you change old habits, helps you cope with challenges and opportunities. Motivation may also assist you in being the most excellent version of yourself. Motivation can boost your self-esteem, relationships, and the community in which you reside. Here are a few ways motivation can help you. Motivation defines your purpose. When you're motivated, you want to make a difference in your life. Because you intend to improve yourself, motivation propels you toward your objectives. Motivation aids in the clarification of your purpose so that you know exactly what you're working for. Motivation aids you in accomplishing your life objectives. Once you know what you want to achieve, motivation will help you prioritize your life. If you're going to write a book, you must set aside time each week to do it. Motivation assists you in focusing and committing to achieving your objective. Motivation teaches you persistence. Motivation helps you push through failures, challenges, and anxieties. Thomas Edison is most known for inventing the light bulb and saying, "I have not failed. I've just discovered 10,000 methods that aren't going to work." The most surefire method to achieve is to try once more. Motivation will educate you to perseverance. Motivation boosts your self-confidence. Confidence is a byproduct of taking little actions toward achieving your objective when you're inspired to do so. After pushing past failures and fear, there is a feeling of success which creates inner confidence to try new things. Motivated people will be working on several projects simultaneously because they've overcome obstacles and achieved excellent outcomes, motivating them to start new projects and attempt new activities. Motivation defeats fear. Fear of failing is so widespread that it might prevent you from taking action. Motivation smacks fear in the face by telling it no matter how bad I feel, I'm going to do it regardless. Motivated folks can look through their worries and picture the result. Motivation will always assist you in gaining a better understanding of the broader picture. How can I get motivated quickly? The term motivation is commonly used in ordinary speech to express why someone does something. It is the force that propels human behavior. According to a study by Washington University, most people readily acknowledge that motivation is the desire to do something, but is it that simple? While motivation can start with a mere thought or a verbalization, it must be followed by visible action and anchored by a clear vision. The natural, psychological, interpersonal, and intellectual elements that trigger behavior are all motivation. Without these things, the thoughts and words tied to a desire for change remain empty and powerless. People's drive and willpower fluctuate for a variety of reasons. At times, you may feel energized and motivated to attain your objectives, but you may also feel unmotivated or unclear of what you want or how to get it. Even if you aren't feeling very motivated, you may take measures to get motivated quickly. Among the things you can accomplish are the following. Just get started. You do not need to wait for motivation to begin. If you want to work consistently every day, you'll have to get started sooner or later. And the odd thing is that once I've been working for a bit, things become simpler and more enjoyable, and your motivation returns. Most of the time, procrastination results from having too much on your plate and not knowing where to begin. It's difficult not to feel this way when you attempt to address it all at once, but when you concentrate on one or two things at a time, it's simpler to stay motivated and not feel so burdened. The next thing you know, your entire list is completed and you're out with all of your friends. Start small and slow build up. Don't let the size or difficulty of a job or assignment cause you to procrastinate. Somewhat narrow it down into more miniature stages, such as sending that email or doing laundry for 5 minutes, and then start with just one of them. Minimize the number of everyday distractions. It's difficult to concentrate when there are so many distractions all around you. As a result, close the door to your workplace. At the opposite end of your work area or home, put your phone on silent mode. Also, use a browser plugin like Stay Focused to keep oneself on track. Rest and relax for a bit. The distinction between being sluggish and resting is significant. Laziness serves no proper function. Rest is essential for life and clears your thoughts so you can focus on your goals. Perhaps you've been working on a project for far too long and are exhausted. Try sleeping on it for a while. Allow yourself some time to relax. Rest is necessary for our bodies and minds to perform at their best. 4 of the most motivating things you can do. Let's admit it, we've all had times in our lives where motivation was at an all-time low. Even the most motivated individuals can get demotivated at times. Allowing lethargy to seep into your everyday life, on the other hand, would make it virtually hard to achieve anything in life. According to Lifehack, motivation is derived from the verb motivate, which means move. It is the burning desire that compels you to take action. It is so deeply intertwined with what you believe to be true and right in life that it moves you from a simple desire to a moment of decision. Have you ever watched a working dog? The only motivation is you. Motivation is a subjective concept, which means that various things will motivate different people based on their objectives and ideals. What inspires you at work could not be the same as what motivates you at home. But let's look at 4 of the most motivating things you can do. Set goals. Goals energize and motivate us, which should come as no surprise. Self-directed objectives are the most effective, internal purposes that are self-directed. They include realizing your dreams and meaning in life, knowing what you consider essential aspects, and utilizing them as a daily reference for how you choose to spend your life. Perseverance. Perseverance reminds us of a road or a bridge, a particular route or path that we all take. Perseverance is critical when you're feeling hopeless and lost. Perseverance is the deliberate decision to remain on your course despite enormous obstacles. The secret to a successful life is perseverance. You'll realize your actual potential if you persevere long enough. Remember that you can do everything you set your mind to, but it requires effort, perseverance, and the guts to confront your concerns. Reward yourself. In a reward system, you offer yourself the chance to earn a reward, such as eating your favorite meal, but you don't present it to yourself until you've reached a specific landmark or goal. Because you want the prize so much, it'll be easier to get motivated and begin working on your objectives. Remember, you're not alone. Join a class or look for an instructor or someone with whom you can share your experience. Supporting others to keep going may be a considerable boost to your motivation, especially when things are challenging. Share your thoughts and encourage your friends. Seeing others succeed will inspire you to achieve your own goals. Write about your accomplishments and solicit reader comments. According to Lifehack, once you get to the stage where you're regularly helping others keep motivated, be it with a blog or talking with peers, you'll find the cycle continuing where each facet of staying motivated is refined and developed.